The separation of talent and skill is one of the greatest misunderstood concepts for people who are trying to excel, who have dreams, that want to do things. Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft.
What's up, Superhumans? BT here. If you are new to this channel, if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, well, first of all, welcome. I am pumped to have you. I like to create content that's going to help you move, feel, and perform better, both mentally and physically. So if that's something you're into, if that kind of thing floats your boat, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you've been following me for a while, well, then you know that YouTube is not my main job. My main job is that of a personal trainer and coach. More specifically, a NASM Master Trainer, a corrective exercise specialist, performance exercise specialist, and mixed martial arts conditioning specialist. I'm also a former professional athlete and a former Guinness World Record holder. I jumped on a tall thing that was taller than other things people had jumped on before. Anyway, that's not important. I don't say any of this to gloat or as a point of pride. I simply say this because I want you to know that none of these achievements came quickly. I have been training clients for nearly 19 years, and it wasn't until just 2 years ago that I got my Master Trainer. And I practiced and I played volleyball for 3 to 4 hours a day, not including physical training, for 8 years before I ever reached the professional level. And the Guinness World Record came at 32 years of age. That's nearly 12 years of twice-a-day training with a sickening and almost shameful lack of days off. Fitness and becoming fit and healthy is definitely a skill. It takes hours and hours, days, months, and yes, even years to develop the skills that eventually become fitness. And there's layers to it. You might hear somebody say, at the end of the day, you just need to eat better, or you just need to work harder and train harder. But there are layers to nutrition, and there are layers to developing consistency and making working out every day second nature. Knowing your own psychology, knowing what foods and what types of exercise increase insulin sensitivity. Knowing that driving down a certain street will all of a sudden cause this urge in your brain to want to pull over at the grocery store on the corner and buy an energy drink or Reese's peanut butter cups. Those deeply personal layers cannot be peeled back and understood with your first go around. And I believe that it's that greater understanding of our own habits that make the difference between totally and completely transforming or just getting a little bit better at the end of the year. As with any career, if you do it long enough, you get pretty adept at knowing what factors contribute to success or failure. And as I said, I've been training clients for nearly 19 years. Today, I want to share with you some concepts and strategies I use with my own clients that I think will greatly improve your chances of success if you implement them. Obviously, I can't guarantee success because ultimately, it's up to you to take action. Now, 2 of these reasons we've already briefly gone over. Not enough exercise and not making the right food choices. But as I also said, there are layers to both of these. Nearly everyone I work with, for the most part, knows the difference between a good food choice and a poor food choice when it comes to their goals. Chicken and veggies or burger and fries. They do, they know, but they still end up making poor food choices. Why is that? In nearly every scenario, it's a failure to prepare. Poor food choices often occur in last-minute and stressful situations. And in a last-minute stressful situation, the brain will almost always fall back onto what is easy and what is quick. And we all know that if it's easy and quick, it probably doesn't align with our long-term health and fitness goals. A few years back, I created my 3 commandments to eating healthier, and if followed, These commandments will save you from almost any last-minute, stressful food decision situation you might be in. Okay, honestly, it's not the 3 commandments. It's actually the 3 rules to eating healthier, but then if I don't say commandments, I can't use old-timey biblical speak, and what's the fun in that? Preparing your own meals might be the single greatest tip I can give you for eating healthier. It will save you money. It will save you time, especially if you can do it in bulk. You'll know the ingredients you're putting into your meals better, and it will give you better portion control. Remember, most people know what they should eat, but they continue to make poor food decisions. If we can already have the decision made for you, that's one less poor decision you'll make. And if you make enough food that you have leftovers or that you could take it to work with you, well, there's more poor decisions that you don't have to make. Now, I know you've got questions. It's never just this easy. Maybe. What if you live an hour away from the grocery store? Or what if your kids have super strict food restrictions, but you don't? Things like that, the what ifs. I will answer those in the end because they're all valid, so make sure you stick around and watch the whole video. Commandment number 2, thou shalt never leave thine home without food. You'd be surprised how many poor food decisions are made in the car. Having healthy food options and snacks will decrease the likelihood of you having to make a last-second pit stop at McDonald's because you got hungry. But what if your drive is only just a minute or two? Do not put it past your brain to come up with reasons to grab something real quick. Always, always, always make sure you have food in your car. Now, this commandment ties into the last one. There are times where you're not at home and not in your car and you get hungry. Making sure you have, a meat stick or an RX bar packed into a snack bag or your pockets could totally save the day. Do not go in to buy a bottle of water because you're going to come out with some Pringles and some more of those Reese's peanut butter cups. Now, these 3 commandments work because it's not about the food. It's about the actual problem, the lack of preparation. If you spend the time to prepare, not just the meals, but going through your schedule to see if there are times throughout your day, situations where you might make a poor food choice, you will see progress. With the exception of the last 4 months and me dealing with this weird illness and last year overcoming a couple of concussions, I've trained twice a day, every day, for nearly 2 decades. Working out is not something I struggle with, but that's not the case for most Americans. 50% of Americans report only working out more than twice a week. If you haven't exercised on a daily basis long enough to make that a subconscious, habitual thing, consistency should be the focus and not intensity. What I see in my clients is not an intensity issue, it's a consistency issue. Very rarely will travel, time constraints, space, and resources ever impede somebody's ability to train hard, but it definitely will impede somebody's ability to train 5 days in a row. You've probably heard this before, but time is the number one reason people will often give as to why they cannot work out and work out consistently. For some people, finding 30 minutes to an hour a day can be really difficult. Plus, people also get into their head this really weird concept that if they can't work out for at least 30 minutes, the workout is not effective. If this is the situation you find yourself in, I've got some strategies for you that I think can help make time a non-issue. Number 1, you've got to schedule it. This goes back to preparation. If I have time later today strategy hasn't panned out yet, it never will. Get a planner and use it. I use Panda Planner or the Best Self Planner, but it's a way for me to schedule out my entire day, see everything in front of me, and know exactly where I can fit that workout in. The daily planner is a success must-have for me. Number 2, grease the groove. Let's say it's a day where chunking out 45 minutes for a workout is going to be impossible. Instead, I want you to focus on doing these super mini workouts throughout the day. You see, small things done many times over a long period of time add up to big results. Let's take push-ups. Push-ups are super easy because they require almost no space and no equipment. What I want you to do is 3 to 5 reps shy of your max. So let's say that's 10 push-ups. Do them, then in an hour, do another 5, and then 4 or 5 more times a day. Keep that trend up. If you do it at the end of the day, you're gonna have way more push-ups than you would normally do in one sitting, and if you continue to do it, at the end of the month, you would have over 1,000 push-ups. Those little things add up to big results. Number 3 is time under tension. Now this one is a little more complicated, a little more sciencey, so I don't want to take too long to explain it. The card that just popped up is a video with a full explanation, so go ahead and click on that video. But essentially, we can do the same amount of work in a third of the time if we just spend more time under tension. So instead of doing lots of sets, lots of reps with little time under tension, we're going to do 1 set, 9 reps with a lot more time under tension. Doing so means we can be in and out of the gym in just 20 minutes. Travel right now isn't much of an issue because of COVID, but it was, and eventually it will be again. And speaking of COVID, many of you are probably stuck without a gym right now and you need to train from home. So even if you can find kettlebells, dumbbells, plate weights, and a barbell, it's going to cost you a small fortune. Here's my personal answer to all of that. It's called Gym in a Bag. I did a full video on that you can watch here, but essentially, Gym in a Bag is exactly what it sounds. With just these 2 items, a set of resistance bands and a suspension trainer, you can replicate nearly any exercise that you could in a gym. They're effective for training both the advanced athlete and the beginner. They take up very little space and they attach in a myriad of ways so you can use them in almost any environment. And even with COVID and COVID prices, you can still build a Gym in a Bag for right around $100. There's a link down below if you want to check out mine. It's a great investment and one that will last you a very long time. Now, this is the very last reason people don't accomplish what they set out to achieve in their health and fitness goals at the start of the year. And that is because they try to go at it alone. Get a coach. The times in my life where I've seen my biggest jumps in success, my exponential improvements, have come because I was working with a coach. I've had a coach for my training. I've had a coach for my business. I've had a coach for volleyball. Having someone that understands that it's more than just eating better and more than just working out harder is an incredibly valuable resource. A coach can create a personalized plan that addresses these what ifs that are very specific to you. They can also share their own pitfalls with their own training and their clients' training to help you avoid the same mistakes, which essentially kind of fast tracks your success. I think, but most importantly, they offer accountability. Someone who reminds and can hold you to the promises that you made at the start of the year. And there's not much better than keeping a promise to yourself. Now, there is a lot to this video, so you might have forgotten some. So just remember this: preparation, accountability, and consistency. I hope you enjoyed the video and found the strategies helpful. If you did, please hit the like button. It goes a really long way in helping other people just like you find this video, and that could be the difference that they need. If you would like to see more videos like this and be notified of the videos I make in the future, just hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below. By doing so, it helps the channel grow, and with more channel growth comes better and better content for you. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you later. Peace.